What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I lost track of time. I was editing like 3 goddamn videos and didn't realize that it was starting to get a little bit late. What I wanted to do today was obviously some more progress on the EF sedan, but if you guys have seen the last couple of videos on the car, we still have the stock hood on, and it has just been sitting and resting on the valve cover each and every time that I close up for today. And I figured, you know what, to get this hood out of the garage, I want to install it and fit it onto the car, and I want to see how well it fits with the K20 or K series in general valve cover as far as the hump on the hood goes. So quickly, I want to give a big shout out to the homies Slimeball for making an awesome product, working with Carbon Trends and producing these hoods for the EF chassis. The wagons, the CRX, the hatch, and the sedan all has carbon or fiberglass hood available in the SIR style. Not only these are for the USDM vehicles, he does have hoods for the EF2, and he also have hoods for the JDM EF8 and EF9. I want to take you guys out of the garage away from the dryer noise, so let's go ahead and pop the hood off the car. I was on a couple of phone calls, guys, and the sun's gone, but I did not expect my packages to show up today, guys, and they were supposed to show up here tomorrow, not today. But I'm stoked because now we have our tucked radiator, which we're going to be using on the EF sedan build. We have PCI side skirts for the H2B CRX because it does have a giant J's rep front lip on there, and it looks weird that the side skirt looked like it skipped leg days. So shout out to PCI for this. And then I have PCI lower control arms right here for this car as well. So more packages to add to the pile, guys, and we have a ton of more things showing up. All right, I'm definitely going to be changing the hardware because you can see it has some slight rust. Definitely do not want to destroy the threads on the new hood. So I'm going to grab probably some Resto Tuner hardware because they are brand freaking new. Zinc coated 10 mils, say less. It's crazy to think how much lighter this hood is compared to the OE metal hood. I could literally hold this up with one finger. That's how light it is. I'm sorry about the light glare right here, guys. Nothing I can do about it. I'll tell you guys what, the fresh hardware and the fresh bolt holes, they thread in so easily. I like that we received the hood with the latch holes cut out. That's freaking awesome. So I will recommend that when you get a new fiberglass or carbon hood, use new hardwares. I'm telling you guys. So, moment of truth. Let's see if the hood will clear a K20 swap on the highest setting on the motor mounts. Okay, I'm pretty stoked about it. Right now, the 10 mils are not fully bolted down because I want to be able to shimmy it and shift it around to make sure all the gaps are nice. And we don't have the latch in the front just yet, so we do have a little gap here. But if I press down on it, flush. So I'm pretty stoked with the fitment of the hood. And right now I'm just gonna shift it around, and then we're gonna take the latch off a spare hood because I don't want to alter the OEM one. I'll grab one from the backyard, we'll throw it on, and then we'll try to get this thing fully latched on its own and get all the gaps and edges right. one more time. The hood didn't take much finessing at all to get all the gaps to line up exactly how I need it to be. You will notice that the plastic piece is off, and I'll explain it to you guys in just a second, right? But the hood fits perfect, and if I really wanted to close up this gap a little bit more, this one's okay, but the passenger side, all I got to do is take off the 10 mils and then just scoot the fender in until the gap is right, and then retighten it back down. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the hood. The heli's out again, always per usual. I probably included the little clip of the latch in the center on the T-bar that I showed you that it was loose. So what I ended up doing was I spaced this latch downward. You can see right there a little washer. Let me put this up real quick and show you guys. So over here I have a bunch of leftover beauty washers and a lot of mismatched ones. I got a couple Skunk 2s, some Password JDMs. So I made that a set, and I had a whole bunch of these guys without the 10 mil. So I took these and I spaced the latch downward, and the reason why I did that, bringing it down, was because I wanted to be able to suck the hood down closer to get the gaps to the fender perfectly flush, right? And the reason why I did that instead of pressing the spring in is because if the spring was tighter, you would have to slam the hood to get this piece to come out of the spring to latch into the hinge right here. So I didn't want to go slamming the hood because this is fiberglass. I wanted that OE pop, the OE spring pressure, so it doesn't take much effort to close the hood, which you guys saw a second ago. And I ended up pushing the latch down to let the hood latch further more efficiently than slamming it to latch the hood. So I did it like that, so that way you guys saw close the hood easy, pops the hood easy, and I'm overall happy with the fitment. I had to add these rubber stoppers, which is OE to the hood, so that way these corners won't, you know, flop. And a lot of people will say, oh, with a fiberglass hood you need to use hood pins and stuff like that to ensure it doesn't pop up and things like that. Yeah, sure, facts, true. And I wanted to run error catches on here, but I didn't want to deal with error catches being like I've broken error catches, eBay's blocks, that style hood pin. I don't want to deal with cutting a giant hole and then, you know, it breaking on me later down the road. The wagon has only one error catch, the other one's broken. This car has error catches, and somehow I manipulated the pins to work properly, but just don't want to deal with the hassle on this car, and I'm trying to keep it sleek and not have black hood pins on the car. I could paint match it, but I did decide maybe, just maybe, I'll do quick latches. Quick latches are the little circle round ones that you kind of just press, releases the ball while still retaining the OE latch. So we'll have 3 to ensure the hood doesn't come up. But KRX doesn't even have hood pins. It has a carbon hood. It's been on there for about 3+ years, and I don't have any issues with it. As long as you're latched, you double check it to make sure it doesn't pop, you should be Gucci potatoes. So really quickly, I want to show you guys one more time that this hood closes without force. Right now it's just the little latch right here that's hitting the center latch. If I just kind of pull on it, this guy here, I mean, really it just goes down by itself, but no effort, right? Just my palm, no pressure. Latch closes. You can double check it if you want, and nice and firm, nice and flush on both sides. I'm really happy about it. I do want to talk about one more thing though. This is a fiberglass hood. Now if it's carbon, can't really do much about it. How it comes out of the mold is how you're gonna get it. Maybe sometimes you get imperfections. Sometimes companies go above and beyond to fix the imperfection by either sanding it down, re-clear coating it, or most of the time with doing carbon, it comes out really nice out of the mold. But if it's fiberglass with gel coat, there's always going to have imperfections. Like right now I can tell you that, which side is it? Right here, there's right here there's a little high spot, just a little high spot. Fiberglass, you can sand it down and get it all nice and flat. In the center here, right here, has like a little crater, just a little crater right here. And mind you, this hood has no webbing in the center. It has a webbing on the perimeter, but nothing in the center to give you more clearance for an engine like a K-Series or even a K24, which sits higher. And I kind of like that idea, that design. But There's a little crater right there, high spot right here. I feel that little wave right here, but this hood is going to go through bodywork. It is fiberglass, so I am going to paint it the same color as the car. So we're going to block this out. We're going to do body filler in whatever area is going to need it, and we're going to get it looking nice and straight before we paint match it with the car. Not this paint, but when I repaint the entire car. So Slime Ball Built, if you guys are interested in the same style hood, SIR, or even the USDM with a dip in the center instead of the rise, Slime Ball Built on Instagram, Slime Ball Built Brian Maldonado on Facebook. You can get in contact with him. He's pretty prompt. And if you guys don't also remember, I have the same hood on my brother's wagon, and let me show you guys that one real quick. EF sedan, EF hatch, CRX and wagons, SIR style, USDM, fiberglass, carbon. Hit up Brian. I'm telling you guys, if you want to clear a valve cover in your car, hit him up. This is my brother's car, K20Z3 supercharged, CT engineering, so it sits up in the top, and look, I'm pressing down on it and it's not even touching the supercharger. So if you guys are looking for the same hood, man, I'm telling you, Slime Ball Built, let them know I sent you. So now let me show you guys the center filler piece and why I have it off right now, but I am going to retain it. When I moved this right here downward, the hood itself was actually touching this top section right here, which I can shave down, and I knew that because it left an indentation on the hood right there. You see a little two dimples? That right there is from hitting this filler piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave that down right there, bolt it back up, and make sure the hood closes. I'm going to end up repainting this nice and fresh black. I also have 3 of them. If you guys remember the junkyard videos, I pulled them from the sedans in the yard, and I'm just going to shave it down. We'll paint it later. We'll hit it with a DA a later time with a higher grit to get all these lines to not show up when we paint it. But let's go ahead and mock this up. This piece right here is what makes this car a sedan. Hopefully this closes. Okay, does not, and it's still hitting because that mark is a lot larger. Huh. Oh, it feels like it's actually hitting the corners right there. So if you look right here, if I push the filler down, you can see the cracks opening up. Right? Can you guys see that? Yeah, that's no bueno. But what I can do is I can shave the bottom a little bit to bring it lower. You know what I'm saying? Bring it lower so that this can sit lower, so that this can go further down so it can latch. So what I ended up doing was I cut off the center tab right here, and what that did was it allowed the plastic filler to go down, right? So that way the hood can close all the way down on the original setting I had it, where the left and the right side gaps are perfect. So that's good. This is good. We have the filler piece on. Car is still currently latched, and it does still pop up like it's supposed to. Yes sir, I'm stoked about it. It does take a little bit more effort to close it because of this piece in place, but nonetheless we were able to close it all the way like so. Pretty happy with the hood. Big shout out to Slime Ball once again. If you guys are interested, hit him up. Slime Ball Built on Instagram, Brian Maldonado on Facebook, link in the description below. Let him know I sent you. EF, CRX, hatch, wagon, sedans, SIR, USDM, fiberglass, carbon, even custom Kevlar and other colors. Let him know I sent you guys. And also, man, be sure to follow his YouTube channel as well too. Building a pretty bad all-wheel drive K-Turbo EK sedan. So be sure to subscribe to his channel. I'm gonna cap out the video right here, guys, but let me show you one more thing I did yesterday off camera. So I went through all of my boxes up there, all of my boxes up there, and I totally forgot I had a K-Tune AC power steering delete kit and alternator relocation. I remember I had this from the KRX when I broke it going down to LA, and then I upgraded to a T7 design alternator kit, and that is a much more sturdy kit. I was going to go with a T7 brand for this car as well too, but that kit is pretty expensive, so I wanted to get by with something for now. But then I realized that I still had this kit lying around, so technically this is a complete kit. I lost a belt when I lost the alternator in the trip in the KRX, but I can get that on the website, no problem. But what I did was I modified the bracket. You guys know this is notorious for breaking the alternator bolt right here into the water pump housing. So the original housing is right here, and I extracted that bolt yesterday, so this housing can be used again, but this is a K24, not going to need it. But I had the original K20 alternator bolt that threaded through, and then what I noticed is that when this one breaks, this one will start like backing out because the alternator is going to be like all flimsy and stuff. So what I did was I added another brace right here, welded it up, and if that broke, this would hold it in place, and this bolt is not going to back out because it's too long. It hits the frame rail right there, so it's going to hold the alternator in place, and that should prevent it from like having a much more issue if I did lose the alternator again. Down low here, the bottom bracket, nothing was really wrong with it, but because I lost the alternator, I lost all the spacers and everything with it. So I took some round tubing, measured out the gaps, welded it on, and made the spacers permanent to the bracket. So that should be plenty of strong to hold the alternator up and all the abuse we're going to put through it. I just got to get a belt, and the alternator kit will be crossed off my list. Well, actually it's already crossed off, but it'll complete my alternator relocation kit. You guys know me, I love saving money wherever I can. If it means using old parts, I'll use the old parts. I just want to show you guys really quickly. I think I've shown you this book before, all my notes and everything for everything I'm gonna need for the build, and it kind of doubled up and went into a second page. But you guys can see all the highlighted stuff are items I have on hand, and a lot of this other stuff I just got to find it. Once I physically have it in my hand, I'll mark it off the list, and then a lot of the other ones are just either a lot of money or just a lot of little things like crank sensor, bung the oil pan, release bearing for the clutch, thermostat housing, little stuff. But I can see that it's not going to be much more before we can get the whole entire thing planted in after we paint the engine bay. So progress is better than no progress, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the hood. Be sure to hit up Slime Ball once again if you guys are interested in one for your EF. If you guys enjoyed the update today, man, be sure to leave a thumbs up. If you guys want to stick around for the tucked radiator install, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.